All right, here we go. It's a brand new Flyers Daily for the 15th of November, 2024. Flyers Daily, as always, presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. OT Magic for Matvei Michkov. In a game, frankly, the Flyers had no business winning. Going into the third period, tied at 2 was a gift. And somehow, they found a way. I remember last week, I think it was, we were talking on an episode, and somebody had sent in a question about John Tortorella losing the team. And I had said on the podcast that I've never seen a team or a coach lose a team that had a penalty kill like the Flyers. Now, their penalty kill gave up 2 goals tonight. So maybe bad timing. But to battle back in that third period when you get back down by 2 is a resilient group. Mind you, without Sean Couturier, who missed the game with a lower body injury, and without Sam Ersson, who wasn't the backup, and he's still dealing with the nagging effects of the injury that he had from that cost him a week. We'll see how long he's out this time. Without Jamie Drysdale, and the Flyers went out and gutted one out they probably shouldn't have won. And they're now 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. It wasn't pretty. I'm not going to pretend it was pretty. It certainly was not. But 4 straight games that the Flyers have gone to overtime or a shootout. And they've gotten points out of all of them, obviously. A shootout win in Tampa back last Thursday. A shootout loss Saturday against Florida. A shootout win against San Jose on Monday. And a 5-4 overtime win last night against the Ottawa Senators. Tremendous. Unbelievable. I did not see that result coming based on the way they were playing through 2 periods. 36-19 were the shots on goal, obviously in favor of Ottawa. I didn't think Linus Ullmark was very good in the game, by the way. But still, Flyers capitalized. 36-19 were the shots. Flyers got dusted off in the faceoff circle, too. 61% of the draws went the way of the Ottawa Senators. Flyers seemingly, I say seemingly, got off to a good start because they scored a goal early. Travis Sanheim picked up his 4th goal of the season, 2:31 into the game. Emile Andre and Garnet Hathaway got the assists, and the Flyers went up 1-0. But they only had 3 shots on goal the entire first period. That's now I think the 7th period where they've had 3 shots on goal in the period. That's too many this early. But the Flyers go up 1-0. Then at 6:02, Brady Tkachuk is able to get one through Ivan Fedotov, 1-1 after 1 period of play. In the second period, 8:41 in, Drake Batherson on a beautiful one-time shot, great cross-ice pass on the power play to make it 2-1. And this was kind of helped along by the fact that Ryan Poehling lost his stick. And as the high guy pressuring the middle point and kind of shaping to the strong side, without a stick is a tough spot. Teams are already looking to go east-west on the power play. Why? Because when you have a cross-ice pass to a one-timer, it makes the scoring chance a lot more potent, a lot more successful. So they're looking to do that anyway. And then good teams, I talked about this on the radio, see that you got a penalty killer without a stick, and they exploit that even further. And that's exactly what they do. That pass from Stützle to Batherson may have been one that, had Poehling had a stick, they probably maybe not even attempted it because he would have had his stick in that lane, but he didn't. And Batherson gets the goal. 2-1 Ottawa, 8:41 into the second. Then 18:48, good play here. Off the draw in the Flyers' D zone. They actually lose the draw back to the point, but then they pressure the puck and it rims all the way around to the Flyers' right side of the ice where Travis Konecny gets it kind of on the hash mark. Sees he doesn't have a clear path out, nobody to chip the puck up the glass or up the wall to, so he wheels it back, changes the strong side of the ice, wheels it back behind the net, and as soon as he does that, if you watch the video, as soon as he does that, he sees he's got Rasmus Ristolainen coming up that side. He's got Tyson Foerster coming down low to support, and Noah Cates. He knows he's got more of his guys there than Ottawa guys. So he sees that, boom, he darts, takes off, flying the zone. You can fly the zone. You just got to make sure that you don't do it at all times and when you're not in an advantageous situation. Konecny recognizes the situation and goes. So Tyson Foerster crashes down. That takes care of the Ottawa player. Noah Cates picks up the puck. and he can hear probably TK yelling. Gets his head up and just throws a perfect 75-foot pass. Hits Konechny in stride, easily 3 car lengths or 2 car lengths behind the Ottawa defender, and he goes in and just beats Linus Ullmark, and that ties the game at 2. Konechny's 9th of the season. Seeler and Cates get the assists. Go to the third period, and you're tied. You're going, oh, my goodness, how are we even in this game with a chance to win it in the third period based on how things have gone so far? And then couple that with 4:27 into the third period. Josh Norris scores to make it 3-2, Ottawa. And then Adam Gaudette, again on the power play, picks up the 4th goal for the Sens, and they go up by 2 midway through the third. But the Flyers, the next shift after that Gaudette goal, Anthony Richard. Richard and Brink, and that line didn't see a lot of ice time just because of the way things kind of broke down in this game. But at 10:42, Anthony Richard goes in on a 2-on-1 with Bobby Brink. Brink feeds him a nice pass, but what Richard does is he kind of moves the puck because he's on his off wing with that shot, and he kind of moves it close into his feet, and I think that handcuffs Ullmark, and he ends up beating Ullmark low, and that's Richard's second as a Flyer. Bobby Brink and Zamula with the assist to the Flyers within 1. And then at 12:45, Hockey 101, drive the net, go hard to the net. That's what Bobby Brink does here, is Anthony Richard's bringing the puck up. Richard, this is shooting for a purpose. Shooting a high IQ shot. Richard is not shooting this puck to score. He's shooting this puck because he knows Bobby Brink is driving. So where are you going to shoot it when you got a guy driving the middle and you're going up the left side? You're going to shoot it for low in that middle pad. Don't get it up high because he'll just eat it with the glove. Get it low so it goes off the pad right to the driving guy. And that's exactly what happens as Richard picks up the primary assist on Brink's 3rd of the season. Sanheim with his 2nd point of the game, and the Flyers get it tied. So we go through the remainder of regulation, and no more goals. Huge save at the end of regulation by Ivan Fedotov to get it to overtime. Made some really timely saves in this game and good saves. And then at 4:05 into the overtime, after about 4 huge saves by Fedotov in the overtime, Matvei Mishkov on the dead angle is able to beat Linus Ullmark. Sanheim with his 3rd point of the game, Konechny with his 2nd point of the game, a goal and an assist, and Mishkov picks up his 6th goal as a Philadelphia Flyer. OT magic from Matvei Mishkov. Again, I can't overstate how certain players just have a knack for being able to find that little spot. Mishkov, he does a real good job rotating down low. Konechny gets him the puck, and he's always moving to the middle. And that's exactly where he goes. One thing you don't have to worry about with Mishkov, and John Tortorella probably doesn't have to worry about this, is that where he's migrating in the offensive zone. You always want to stop migrating to the outside. That's making it easy on the other team. Migrate to the middle. And that's what Mishkov does here when he gets that puck, and he's able to beat him, and it's just a tremendous shot. And I know that Linus Ullmark destroyed his stick on the post after the game because that's when you go, I cannot believe that guy just did that to me in that spot. Tremendous stuff from Matvei Mishkov. Okay, last 10 games. Flyers now 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. So they've got 13 points in those 10 games. And, we kind of maybe should have expected that things were starting to turn in the second half of that second game against the Washington Capitals. Flyers had those back-to-back games with the Caps, a home and home. They lost at home 4-1, and then they went to Washington and lost 6-3. But in the second half of that game, we started to see some of the elements of Flyers in transition, generating more shots, even though in the first 2 periods of this game against Ottawa, they did not. And that's when things turned around. They had the 7-5 win over Minnesota. Next day, a 4-3 loss against Montreal. Then a win in Boston, 2-0. A win at home, 2-1 against the Blues. Then back home, they lost to Boston 3-0. They lost to Carolina, final 29 seconds of the game, ends up a 6-4 score. Then they go to Tampa, they get a shootout win, 2-1. They go to Florida, they get a shootout loss, 4-3. They have the San Jose Sharks down 3-0. San Jose battles back, which I didn't like. But they go to the shootout in that game, and they end up winning it 4-3, and then obviously the win last night. So 6-3-1 now in their last 10. I still don't know what the team is. I don't know how to compute all this 17 games in. It's still pacing behind last year's start, but moving in the right direction. And sometimes to move in the right direction, you've got to be able to get wins when you're not supposed to get wins. Now, you got to get goaltending to do that. That's kind of the chemistry of getting wins in games you're not supposed to always funnels back to the goaltender. It always does. Because you can get outshot in a game 36-19 or 42-17 and still win because the goaltending position means that much. Now we look at this game last night. Fedotov gives up 4 goals in the game, and we probably go, okay, that's decent. I mean, you don't want to give up 4 goals. It's probably too many on most nights, but on this occasion it wasn't. I mean, the save percentage for the game is .892. It's nothing gaudy. But if you watch the game and those saves that he made and saves at key times, it was a really good performance. This is 2 good performances in a row from Ivan Fedotov now. I mean, he saved their bacon at the end of overtime. Frankly, he saved their bacon in the entire first period that they came out 1-1. And then in the overtime, too. And again, it still doesn't look pretty. There's elements that you see in his game and you're going, oh my goodness, what is he doing? A little all over the place because he's so big and he's so long. But look, you got to make quality saves. The job of the goalie is to make all the saves you're supposed to make and make a few that you're not supposed to make. Fedotov did his job. I got a DM from a guy, S. Devlin. He said, did Kolosov coming over inspire Fedotov, or did it just take a bit for Fedotov to get his footing? Either way, wow, what a couple of performances from this dude. Glad to see it. Flyers fans have something to cheer about. Also, great show. Love it. Keep doing it, man. Thank you very much, S. Devlin. Look, that's why I said all along I wasn't going to pour dirt on his ability to become an NHL goaltender. It takes time. I said about 18 to 20 games is when I would start to really derive an opinion. Yeah, the last 2 he's been good. He had some shaky ones, obviously, before that. Not shaky. He wasn't good. And so that's still not enough of a sample size. There's teams in the NHL are going to start to get a little bit of a book on him, and he's going to have to adjust and adapt to that as well. That's why you want to go 18, 20 games. Like we're talking late January when we can start to really develop an opinion on Ivan Fedotov. But he earned last night's start with the performance he had against Tampa. I don't know if he would have gone last night if Ersson was healthy, but with Ersson not healthy, it was a foregone conclusion that he was going based on that Tampa start. And now he puts himself in the conversation again. And, you know, now you kind of go, okay, well, where are the Flyers sitting here with this goalie situation? Kolosov was healthy enough to back up last night. But do they carry 3? I don't know. You still can carry 3 now because Cam York hasn't come back, and you have Jamie Drysdale on IR. Couturier day-to-day. Ersson probably day-to-day. So you have the roster spot, but what do you do if you have all those pieces back? And we hope that happens because that means the team is healthy. But I don't know where it's going with the goaltending position outside of Ersson. We know he's the starter when healthy. Is Fedotov now the backup, or is it 2A and 2B? I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. We'll see what happens on Saturday. If Ersson's not healthy to go Saturday, I would imagine that Fedotov gets the start. And then maybe Monday, if Ersson's still not healthy, then maybe you give that game to Kolosov. Saturday is against Buffalo, and then Monday is against the Colorado Avalanche, and then Wednesday against Carolina. The following Saturday, Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks come in. That's game 4 of the 5-game homestand. Then Vegas on Monday the 25th. The Flyers go to Nashville for one and come home for the Black Friday game against the Rangers, and then they'll wrap up the month against St. Louis. But here's the fact of the matter. The team is now, in their last 10 games, 6-3-1. I almost don't know how to feel about it. That record over the 10 games is good. It's not great, but it's solid. Has the team looked like a team that has allayed my concerns? I don't know about that. I mean, they've played some tough competition. When you look at Boston twice in this stretch, Carolina, Tampa, Florida, and Ottawa's kind of in the middle. So I don't know where they are as a result of this 10-game chunk that we're referring to, other than to say that you got a 5-game homestand now. Be good on home ice. You need to be good on your home ice. And if you can have a really good homestand, then you might be in a good situation. That would be the ideal scenario. The Flyers last year at home, only 3 games over 500, 20-17-4. This 5-game homestand is at a pivotal point when they're starting to pile up some points in the standings. Can they continue to do that on Saturday? We shall see. Bill Meltzer and I will break down Saturday's game, talk about the week that was, and much more coming up on Monday with a Mondays with Meltzer episode of Flyers Daily. So join us then. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the win. You've worked overtime to get it. 4 straight games. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday on a brand new Flyers Daily.